Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breech coming to you. I'm gonna be making a video tonight, riding the coattails of freaking '88 once again. Um, Basically, he put a video up against Zack Ryder, and last night we were talking some wrestling and we were shooting the shit. I hope that means the same thing everywhere in the world that it means here. But basically, we were just talking the talk, and we were bringing up video ideas and we were bouncing back and forth off each other. And he brought up the fact that he was gonna make the Zack Ryder video, and I was like, oh, damn, got scooped again. But basically, his video was a little bit different than mine. He was talking about the Zack Ryder fans and the feelings, and my video is more on just my thoughts on Zack Ryder and his whole YouTube show. I think that the push he's getting right now is the push that he should have gotten months and months ago. I believe that we're like 30 weeks into the show, and I believe around like week 6, week 7, that is when Zack Ryder's show was at its best. I believe that when his show first started, it has a different feel than it did now, and it's more like when his show first started, he was the WWE jobber and was barely used on TV. Saw some superstars time, and more than likely he felt like his career was slipping and he was losing his job. To me, when I watched those videos, they were almost like job auditions, for TNA or some other company out there to see that I have talent. I can do other things except for wrestle. They're not letting me talk or do anything else. But if you give me a chance, I can do this. And that's what I thought his show was. He was sort of making fun of himself for just sort of where his position was in the company. And he was basically saying that, I know where I am in the company and I know why I'm here. And to everybody else in the company that is sort of in that slot, you would sort of think that, they think they're the best in the world and they can beat anybody. And Ryder was like, I need a chance. And that's what he was looking for. I remember going to WrestleMania, and during WrestleMania, he came on the screen there and he sang the Rebecca Black Friday song, which if you've heard it once, you know it's the worst song in the world. But once you hear it once, you will never get those lyrics out of your head. And that was a big, huge response for him. Also, when he came out for the pre-show battle royal, he was one of the last guys to come out that had his name announced. And for anybody that was in that battle royal, um, he got the biggest huge response for it. He was so over at that time. He was the guy that I picked to win it. For some reason, the great Khali pulled out the win, and for all the people there that weren't 100% sure what the hell was going on, some people thought that that was for the U.S. title, and I remember Ravi marking out thinking that he won the U.S. title right there. But all in all, it didn't really matter in the long run. It was just the pre-show battle royal for the DVD, and to get everybody pumped up, saying that this was Mania. When we went to Monday Night Raw the next night. Um, he came out and he wrestled the dark match. He was the first guy out. I don't even think it was a superstar taping. I think it was just a straight up dark match. He wrestled Mark Henry, and he got the hugest response for anybody that was there. Obviously, we got The Rock later that night. We got John Cena later that night. But the pop that Ryder got, whether if everybody knew that they were going home and this was the last show of the WrestleMania weekend, and we wanted one more good one. Zack Ryder, he was in the right spot that night, and he got a huge response. And then even after that, they found a way to mess it up, not give him any TV time. They even went to Long Island in his hometown, and he guaranteed that he was being on the show, and he got put on Superstars tapings. Then it got to the point when he started, just tweeting just random stuff, sort of like I was not on Raw. Like he was mad about it, like he deserved to be on Raw because of the YouTube show. And that was when my feelings on Ryder, sort of started to change. I thought that they should put this guy on TV because people were really behind him. He was growing a fan base. He was selling some merch. I didn't say anything about him winning titles. I didn't say anything about him winning matches, but at least find a way to get this on TV. If this is what the people want and this is what the people's going to want to see, how easy is it to, pop a small little rating by putting one guy on there and making some people happy to the point where they want to come back next week and watch it just because one guy's on there and he loses some match. I mean, people have gotten behind jobbers before. I'm sure that good old Barry Horowitz had his little thing. They made a T-shirt for him back in the day, and I'm sure 2 or 3 people bought it. But Ryder was a guy that was selling out a basic T-shirt. I mean, I remember showing up to WrestleMania Access with my Jack Swagger basic shirt, and people looking at me like they were surprised that shirt even existed. Edge, for once, called me out on it, and Zack Ryder even looked. I apologize. Jack Swagger even looked a little surprised to see me wearing his shirt that day. But when you watch the show now, it has a different sort of feeling. He sort of feels like, he's gotten to show up to these sort of numbers, even though if you look at the numbers, they have sort of fallen off from when they first started. But I'm sure people go back and watch the older ones. That helps the view count out a little bit more than the ones that are out there now. And I still think there are some good stuff, few and far between. But to me, Ryder on the show sort of seems like he's changed. Like I said, he sort of feels like he deserved this. Like they sort of should hand him the U.S. title on a silver platter, saying, "Here you go." He doesn't sort of make fun of himself in the least anymore. He sort of treats himself like he's the shit, like nothing's wrong. With him, and that he could beat anybody on any given day. I'm surprised he's not, shooting for his goal of winning the world championship or something like that. But not to bury on Zach too much. He has gotten to the point where he said that, more than likely his show will end sooner than going forever. He's done some podcasts out there, and he's done some articles in WWE magazine and such. But he says that he has to end it before it gets stale. That doesn't mean it's going to end today or it's going to end tomorrow. But I do really like the fact that he's gotten other people over to the show. He's putting Primo on a whole bunch of episodes. William Regal is on there, and there's times when he steals the show. The Big O, who is a up and coming. I'm talking to you guys like you don't know who these guys are, but basically the Big O who's training to become a wrestler. I think it's really cool that he's helping this guy out. I really think that because of the show, I'm sure they're selling tickets wherever he's having matches to see him wrestle. I think that the one person that he's helping out more than anybody is Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a guy that a long time people thought that could wrestle and he has the goods, but his promos lack. And you look and see the promos that he gives on there when he does the hashtag heel segment or ask the heel, that he has this whole other way of speaking, and that if we were able to see that on TV at all, that would get over huge. One of my favorite characters on there is Zach's dad. Yeah, Zach's dad, the John Morrison fan. Man, if if anybody was to be a surprise entrant in the Rumble, that's gonna get me to pop big time. I would love to see that. I don't think there's a chance in hell, but in my fantasy booking world, that's my number 30 come running out there, and I'm sure he would get the pop of the night, dude. It makes me want to buy a Morrison shirt just because of him. But if there was a line on Access to meet Zack Ryder or to meet Zach's dad, I'd be getting in Zach's dad line because that dude makes me laugh. I don't know what it is about it, but that's good. But I hope I didn't bury Zack Ryder too much. Um, on paper, I hope that he never wins the United States Championship. I think his pants has got a little bit big for his britches. But it, that's just my thoughts on it, and hope nobody's mad. But this is Stevie Breach. Thank you very much.